I said we need to change the whole way that we do healing in this world. That in the old energy, people were healed by the community rather than in a contract with a doctor. The medicine man or that energy worked for the village and made sure that everybody was healthy. Do you kind of feel where I'm going with this?
Well, I think, all the paradigms are ascending. So healing in specifically as an individual consciousness in itself will be ascending into a fifth dimensional consciousness like everything else. So yes, it will go through that same transformation and is going through that now. And I see healers out there that are doing things in the fifth dimensional way. That this can be, it's so much easier to access because it can be done in an absent way. You don't have to be next to the person to give them healing. I see healing moving into colour and sound, and have done for a long time. That colour healing and especially sound will be very much our healing, and that each healer empowers the individual to self-heal. So the healing is not seen as something outside of oneself. The person outside of yourself is a focus to allowing you to heal yourself that's coming from you. That's where I see healing moving into, and I think that has already started. I mean, would you go along with that?
Oh yeah, in fact that is very helpful. Using the technologies that we have available to us, which are foods and vitamins and different sorts of techniques. We're not very interested in radiation therapies and
no.
and all these other things. But the real key here is getting a person to be actually willing to go through the whole process. And that whole process generally requires a lifestyle change. Anybody
who's studied alternative medicine will know that the orthodox medical community just heal the symptoms. Even if other symptoms come up, sometimes you can be prescribed medication to heal something that came up as a side effect from the last medication. I don't agree with anything in the legal system. I mean, they're actually copywriting DNA. I'm sorry, but that's not right. And there's so many things that are out of whack because of the economic system. The questions would be very, very clear. Are you willing to change every part of your lifestyle in order to be healed? That's the first question. And that's a very important question, because then the desire and the will to move forward into that healing is there. And if somebody says, well, no, I can't really change my lifestyle because of this, this, and this, then that desire and that will isn't there. And it's the desire and the will that gives you the healing. Just making the actual decision to change your lifestyle heals you in itself. Yeah, and the next one is, are you willing to change your entire diet? Because you would have to get off sugar completely, and you'd have to through detoxing and all kinds of physical things. That would be a complete transformation of your physical body. Are you willing to give up your religion, if necessary? I'm not saying it is, but are you willing to give up and change your relationships and who you are dealing with in family situations? Yeah, and that's a hard one for a lot of people. Are you willing to completely give up your doctors? Well, that would be a definite yes from me. They only have 3 solutions: poison, burn, and cut. Yeah. And, most of these operations are not even appropriate. But they have to be willing to let go completely of all their belief patterns in order to do this. There should be more communication, and if the communication isn't offered by the medical profession,
then that communication is there for people. If they can't get the communication from the orthodox medical profession, then they will find it in the alternative movement, and that communication is part of the healing. They need to be able to release and let it flow. If they're keeping worries and concerns inside them, then that's creating blocks, and that's not letting energy flow. So, I always recommend anyone who writes to me to go for alternative treatments first, no matter what the illness, be it a headache or cancer, whatever. Try the alternative treatments first, and there are so many on offer. There are so many out there, so many competent, dedicated healers. Assuming you have a small group of people that, in the beginning, at pigeon steps, with every change, it's the way it is, and then once that gathers momentum and that moves into the grid of light, the planetary consciousness, then that starts to go forward more. That's how things work. Once that person has said, yes, I am willing to do this, I am willing to make those changes, and that person is genuine, then that's when you can start to go forward, because you only need just one person to make that commitment, and then you've started a whole new consciousness pattern through that. So and I see that happening. I absolutely, definitely do.